Alright, so I'm going to walk you through how we got to the Avid data that you need. And so I've already taken a couple steps just to hide the student data from you because this is going to be out on public internet. I just want to make sure that we don't share any student data at any point in time. And so just know that I went in here to Quick View, Star Tests. I just picked, because they were just wanting the first administration, I picked 2016, ELA, English 1. So I got my English 1 test. Then I went up here and I chose student data. Okay, and then once I had the students appear, I went and edited this event. And so now under editing, I can go in here and add tests. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the first attempts from last year. And so I'm going to add biology, I'm going to add Algebra 1, I'm going to add English 2, and I'm going to go up here to U.S. History, I'm going to add U.S. History. Okay? And then what you're going to do, because I also don't need all the information, all I need is whether they passed or whether they failed and whether they attempted it. So I'm just going to keep the scale score satisfied and advanced because that's all the more information I need. And then I'm actually going to get rid of all these two because I don't need these columns in there, and so I'm just going to get rid of them all. Okay, and then you're going to hit update, and you'll get a report. Alright, so after I got that data from Aware, I went to print and I printed it as an Excel spreadsheet, and it came out looking like this. I took some of my teachers' names, made up some ID numbers, so that way it's some confidential data here. And then here you're looking at the tests across the top. Just to make it easier to sort, what I always go do is in the scale score, this is my English 1 test, this is my bio test, my Algebra 1 test. I always do this in the scale score box just to make it easier for me. And then this is my U.S. History. U.S. History. Okay. And then I just go ahead and absolutely delete the first row because I don't need that. It's right here. I know which tests each one of them are. And so now here are my students. Here's where my tests are. So I inserted a row and I put a 1 next to each and every one of or I put a 2 next to each and every one of these kids. Okay, so I took a copy of that, and you're going to paste it down for all 2,500 students that you got. So I pasted a 2 in that box. And then what I went over and did is I took and I got it here on sheet 2. Okay, so I inserted a row here. Now this is the roster that I got from Avid kids. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to delete half of my kids, and so just say that this is my only Avid kids that I'm looking for. I want to put a 1 next to each one of these guys. Okay, edit, copy, edit, paste it down. Paste Miss West there. Okay, and so then what I did is I took and copied this right here, brought that over to my other sheet, added it to the end, edit, paste it to the end. Okay, and then all I did is I went and I did a whole search of the entire document. And I went, I want to first sort by student name, because all my student names, I actually did it by ID number, because ID numbers are similar between the roster that I got from Avid and Aware, where student names may be typed a little different, so you don't want to do student names. So you want to do ID numbers just because they are identical no matter what program you're in. And then I sorted by column 1, okay? So when that happens, any like person, like Cleveland here, on the Avid roster, they are here as a 1. On the test score, there are 2. And so then what I just did to this column A is I went down here, and if you move it just 1 down, what you just did is you took all the Avid kids from the roster and you just put them on their test scores, and that'll happen absolutely everywhere it went down. Okay, and so no matter where it was, my Avid kid now became that Avid kid's test score. And then what I just did is I went and resorted back out. I just want all of my 1 kids, and then by student names. Okay, so now as I do this, here are all my Avid kids my one listers before, and now I have their test results next to them. And so what I just did is I went then from here, I just went and deleted all the number 2s because I don't need the 2s anymore because those kids aren't ours. They're not Avid kids. They're not the ones I'm worried about. Okay, so here are my Avid kids. Here are the scores next to them. And what I just went and did is I just filled in the information that she wanted based off best guessing of, knowing whether it was their first attempt or not. Obviously, if they've taken the English 2 test this year and they took the English 1 test also, that means that it wasn't their first attempt at English 1. I had to go in and look up a couple Algebra 1 kids because I didn't think it was probably their first attempt. I figured that they had failed it multiple times. And so I had to go in into Where and actually type in a couple kids' ID numbers and just look them up. Also, by the way I did this, your accommodated kids aren't in there. So any 504 accommodated or SPED accommodated kids won't come up, and you'll have them at the end that won't have scores. And so you'll just have to make sure that you go back and check their scores. Hope this helps. If you have any further questions, give me a call.